Hey everybody, it's Kristina, Crafty Paws. I wanted to share with you guys an altered canvas that I made for Jen Evers. So Jen, if you're watching, look away, don't peek. I want this to be a surprise for you when it gets mailed to you. Jen and I are doing a swap, and we said we were going to do an altered canvas for one another and leave a little space so we could add a photo to the canvas. And my canvas was very much inspired by B, who's Koala Krafts here on YouTube, and I thought it was kind of funny because Jen Evers is Koala Krafts here on YouTube. Isn't that fun? Anyway, this is also going to be my DT entry for Tresors de Luxe. They're having a DT call right now, and I thought I would just go ahead and give it a whirl. So let me give you a little description of what I've done here. I started with a 12 by 12 canvas. There we go. It's a little better in frame. I just did the whole thing, and then in order to add texture, I used a stencil that I had. I've had it for a good 10 years or so. It has butterflies on it and dragonflies, and I also used a little tiny piece of burlap. It's this piece right here, so I could add texture, and I'll just come up and show you the details here. Hopefully the camera will focus enough for you to see there, even with the shadows from the lighting. So that's from the burlap, and this is the stenciled butterfly. That's the front view. So is this one here in the corner. It's kind of going off the page. And then this up here is the side view of the butterfly. So that was to add texture. And then Jen had told me she liked whites and creams and a little burgundy. So when I saw the beautiful seashell flowers and some of the additional shells that B had gifted me that had the burgundy in it, I thought, ooh, perfect. This will just give little hints of burgundy and stay with the kind of white and cream tones that Jen said she really liked. So let me start in this corner and I'll work my way up. Down here, I just used one of these wood veneer letters, J for Jen, and just to make a nice little kind of weighted kind of focal point, I guess, I used two small little shells. Again, this one with a little bit of burgundy. I used gesso, and I mixed some sand with it to give the J some cool texture, and I thought the sand was kind of a nice contrast or complement to the shells and a nice contrast to all the lace. And then I added this metal piece here, and it started off kind of a dark antique bronze color, and so I gessoed that and just rubbed enough of it off so you could see that it says moments, and there's just a little flourish here on top, because I thought that would be a nice little potential sentiment for the photo that Jen can place right here. This is a piece of burlap, and I just kind of frayed all the edges, and just so that even before Jen adds her photo, it would blend better with the whole canvas, I gessoed over top of that just to lighten up the color a little bit. This burlap piece was gifted to me by Candace Scarborough. Thank you, Candace. And all of the doilies on this project were gifted to me by Mel of MelsCraftDesign, except this one right here. This one was gifted to me by Jill, who's Love My Two Pugs 1. Then along the edge here, this little doily flower with the twine or jute ribbon, that was from Candace again. And I just added a little bit of crochet trim here. That was from Anny, who's StargrlAnny. And then this beautiful kind of, it has like an organic feel to this beautiful crocheted lace, and that was from Brittany Pochick. Thank you, Brittany. And this burlap, this was the selvage end, and it had been stitched so that it had this great tassel effect, and I thought that was really cool to add to the edge of this base for the photo. Then as you move up, I use more of these crochet laces, and in the center of this one and up here over top of the little piece of burlap that I used to make the texture on the canvas, I added some resin flowers done in cream and a little light brown, And those were gifted to me by Judy, who is JuJu Pem here on YouTube. This little rosette of seashells with pearls, along with this one, were gifted to me by B of Koala Krafts. And I just added a few more shells around this one to kind of form a star here. These little conical seashells. And then I'm really proud of these two shell, I guess, coral and pearl animals. This one is my version of a dragonfly, and I did that with 2 pieces of coral, some seashells, and a really pretty multi-layered pearl bead. And that bead was actually from Kelly, who's Creative Curiosities. Thank you, Kelly. That made a perfect little head for my dragonfly. And then over here, I added some small seashells, some medium seashells, and then a big conical one for the body, topped with a pearl head there at the top to form a little butterfly. And that's my project. I hope you like it, Jen, when you receive it. And everyone else, thanks for watching. If you have any questions about any of the materials that I used, please leave them in the comments below. I answer all comments left on any of my videos. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.